Hello, people. I'm just here to share some things with you today, and I don't even know how many of you are going to reach this audio, but it's not about something like really big. It's just that I'm sharing my feelings because I think that I'm a very very expressive person, and it's been a while that I've been suppressing my emotions and my voice somewhere. It's been a while that I'm not. Uh, Saying things that I want to say and doing things that I really, really want to do, or walk in a manner I want to walk in life. I think I've been like dependent on other circumstances, the outside circumstances, to understand what I want to do, adjusting my vibration according to others, adjusting my life decisions and choices on the basis of the outside things. Some things are like really important to you, and you feel like this is something extremely important to me, so I'm gonna walk according to this thing. And there comes a point when you have done it for a long long time, at some point it comes to bite you, and it shows you that you are not doing it right. No matter what you find really important in your life, you don't have to mold your life decisions and path according to that. That's not how it works. And if you're doing this, if by any chance you are doing this, I'd say you should not. And on the other side, I would also say that you should continue, because a lot of people told me not to do these things, not to depend on other things and other people to take my decisions in my personal life. And I continued to do that. At some, I don't know why, but it's just I was just following my heart. I was just coming from my heart center, and my heart was like, okay, fine. And now I understand that it was wrong. I put at bay so many things that I wanted to do, and I didn't do them. I put on hold my entire life for a long time, and I rejected a lot of people because of these other things that were going on. And I didn't let a lot of people in my life, a lot of valuable and people who had worth in my life. I didn't let them in because of the other things that were going on, and I was giving them too much importance. um, a lot of things around my career, around my I am a sort of person who can look through my intuition. I can see afar. I can see where, if I plan something right now, if I start to plan something right now, my intuition will tell me how to do a certain thing. Like, suppose if I'm doing a tarot reading, if I'm starting a personal tarot reading for someone, like I'm recording it, I know what is going to be at the end of the reading, what is going to be the conclusion. The second, I don't even ask people for their photos and their horoscopes. I only ask them for their questions and their email address, so that I can send their reading. And the second I tap into their energy, I know what is going on. So the thing is that my intuition is so strong, and I finally started to trust it so much that it's like bringing me it brings me a higher perspective, a greater insight, like a viewpoint from from an eagle point of view. Like, when an eagle is flying high in the sky, she actually flies highest of all the birds, I guess, if I'm not wrong. And she can see way more than the other birds. So I think that I have that capability, I have that gift. I've had that gift my entire life. It's just that there was a time I didn't trust it much. Now I do, and I'm reaping rewards out of it. So when I plan something, I know that how it's gonna go, where it's gonna reach, and I get all the insight from the universe and my guides. I have so many guides, and I'm really thankful for all of them, and they give me every single detail. But because I was putting other things ahead of a lot of different things that I wanted to do, I was not even planning, I was not even looking in the areas where I want to do travel. I want to travel a lot, And there was a time when I used to think that I'm going to be working and traveling, like, because my work is all from my laptop and my recording devices and everything. And I didn't even put a thought in it, like, yeah, I will be like, traveling and working in different exotic places, and in mountains or at beaches, because my work is amazing and it's easy and I love doing it, so I can do it from anywhere actually. But because I was putting other things on at so much importance, I was not even giving it a thought. I was not even planning around that I need to think about this thing or think about this area of my life. And there are so many other things just like that I didn't put, like, that I didn't give enough importance, because there were other things and other people that were like the highlight of my life. I've always put these things on the top. They were my priority. Even I've put myself on the second number and them at the first. So the time has finally come that it has come to bite me, and in the last healing cycle was entirely about this, that I should stop doing it. And if maybe if you are listening to this message, maybe you can relate to it. So I personally feel that you should not put things on hold, especially for the circumstances and the people who are not doing it for you. It's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it. And so I'm just trying to understand that. And also another thing, I've got hit by a very big lesson recently, that you know what, like, when you love someone, you're loving someone so much, and you're doing every possible thing that you think that you can do to improve this. Like, you're changing your ways of everything, almost everything. And I'm not saying that it's bad. Transformation is beautiful. Transformation is amazing. When you change something inside you, when you release something toxic from within you, it's beautiful. But then there comes a time when it's not even, like, there was an expectation inside of me that maybe it will be like noticed, observed. No, it actually went on to the opposite side. And I understand that, because the perspective that I come from, not everyone comes from there. People are not at the same frequency as I am, so maybe they are not able to see from an eagle's point of view. Maybe they are looking at just one house they are sitting in, and I can see a lot of them. And a lot of activity from a higher perspective. And I'm not saying it out of ego. It's true. It's a fact. So yeah, I understood that it was going extremely unnoticed, and there was no reciprocation of energy. There was no reciprocation of emotions, and I was completely like told over and over again that I'm not worth it. And so there are so many things in your life. There are so many people in your life that are going to come to you, and you probably have a lot of emotions attached with these people. Could be your friends, your siblings, and your parents. Could be anyone. And then they can tell you that you're not worth it. Like, when you find that point where there is no reciprocation of anything, it really comes to bite you. It really comes to hurt you and give you some sort of pain in your chest. So look into it. I think I looked into it and I found so many things. I found that I was completely wrecking my own self-worth, myself. The labels, whatever label you're going to give your relationship, it's just a label. At the end, you have to stand in your own power and not let anyone break you down or push you down on the earth, on the floor. Especially when you have done so much, when you have done your part, when you have done every possible thing that you could, and when you have put in all the efforts that you think that you could put over years. I'm not talking about months and weeks, I'm talking about years. So and when you prolong these prolonged periods of time, when you are like, I've done everything you've asked me to do, Like sometimes we fulfill expectations of our parents. Like our parents tell us something to do, and out of love we do that. Out of because maybe we are healing, we try to understand their perspective, and then we start doing things. And you're like, I'm doing this, I'm doing everything that you want me to do, and I'm adjusting my own ways, adjusting my own life for you. And at the end, you're telling me that at the end, these people could tell you that you are the one toxic, you are the one having a lot of pride or ego or something. That is not something that you want to hear. It feels very bad. And if you're standing at that point, because I know a lot of people in the collective are standing at this point right now, and I am too. I don't want to sound like I know that I can teach you a lot of things. I am a teacher, I am a tarot reader, but the thing is that there are some things that I can relate. I don't want to be someone who is like standing at a pedestal and telling you that this is how you should do. Sometimes I go through the same things as you do, and I want to make it relatable so that you can be flexible on hearing the message. I'm also learning just like you all. My spiritual journey hasn't ended. Spiritual journeys don't end. There is never a point where you feel like you have learned enough. There's never enough. And this was a misconception in my head. There was a point where I used to think that these are the lessons. When I complete them, I'm done. No, I've learned even more than them. It's not done. It's never done. So this is not this message that I'm giving out. It's not a message from a teacher or from a reader or from a healer, whatever you want to call. It's just, maybe you can listen to it as someone who is your friend, someone who is just like you, going through the turmoils of the life. But yeah, so the thing is that recently I heard like my guru Osho. He was saying that there is a difference, but there is a very small difference when it comes to the handling the turmoils of life. He was talking about fear, because fear is something that is so common. We all deal with that at some point. He was saying that fear is, it's not that people who come to a higher perspective and who surpass a lot of lessons and overcome a lot of hurdles, they don't feel fear. They feel fear. The only difference between them and the other people are that they don't stop when they are confronted with fear. They don't stop. And I think that I'm one of those people. I'm not creating a differentiation between you and me. I'm just talking about like in general, like what I think about myself, like my true genuine opinion about myself. I never stop by fear. I do feel fear just like you do. I feel fear, and sometimes it takes a toll on me. Sometimes there are like weeks when I like contemplate on that fear or meditate on it. Where is it coming from? Why is it there in the first place? And I don't run from it ever. I have run from it for a long time, but throughout my healing journey, I think I've learned to not run from it anymore. And Osho was saying the same thing. There is a difference when people who are driven by source, people who are driven by God force, they are the ones who don't run from the fear. They stand and confront and release. They recognize the fear. They acknowledge that this is the fear that is not in my highest alignment. It's not aligning with me, and I need to get rid of it. That is the difference. So if you have started your spiritual journey, especially if you have just begun, I'll tell you the difference you will make in the world is with other people is that, especially with the version that you are right now and the version that you're becoming, the vision in your head of the version of yourself will turn out to be true, your highest version, when you don't run from your fear, when you sit and relax and confront it. It's the hardest, I know, but again, when you understand throughout the time, throughout your journey, that this is all illusion, fear is an illusion, you will also understand that it's when you confront it, when you look it into the eyes, you can actually, it will go. It won't have any power over you. Things that have power over us are the things that we run from. We run from them because we feel like it's gonna kill us or it's gonna do something bad to us. That's when we start to run. But when you know that you have your source energy, there is God inside you, there is God force inside you, there is a higher power looking over you, then there is no point running. You stand, you confront, you look it into the freaking face, into the eyes, and you feel it, and you let it, you allow it, you let it even, bruise you, whatever you can, it, whatever language you want to use. It's just, I'm just trying to give you a situation here. You don't run. So I feel fear too, and but it's just that I don't run anymore. I stand and I confront, no matter how painful it is. And I've been doing it lately with a fear that I felt. So I think that no matter how much this fear of losing someone really close to your heart, how, no matter how big it is, there is nothing more important than my self-respect. There is nothing more important than the reciprocation of energy. There is nothing more important than the fact that what I am giving, what I am pouring into your cup should be appreciated, right? So I think that maybe you can relate with that, because I told you that a lot of people in the collective are going through it, especially the divine feminines, the females, people who are coming from, even the males who have more divine feminine energy. So you have to understand this, that if someone is not respecting you, your space, your presence, and everything that you do for them without expecting, especially without expecting anything in return, you're giving them the time and space, and you're being extremely patient, and all you get back is like mood swings and confusion, I think it's time to leave. It's time to leave. I'm not saying that you won't hurt or something. One of my friends told me a few months ago that there is a wound of hurt, there is a wound of pain, but let that wound heal and do something else. You don't need to stay and create, add to the wound that is already there. Yes, I agree that some people don't have the intentions of hurting you, but somehow they're unhealed something inside them, it causes them to hurt you in some way, shape or form. I'm not saying you have to blame the other person. You can still love them. Like, it's not like you have to hate them or something. If you're a loving person, you cannot hate. I know this very well, because I'm someone who has always operated from a heart center. I cannot hate people. I will always love them. There is always unconditional love inside of me, and even I will make sure that if ever I am needed to support them, appreciate them, uplift them, I'll do that, even that. But when you are like over giving, over pouring, that is not correct. That is actually toxic. So don't over pour. So yeah, you have given a lot. Now at some point you have to embrace your own individuality. You have to embrace your own path. You are also given a path, a mission, especially if you're a star seed, if you can relate with a star seed or a twin flame, someone who is very knowledgeable in spirituality, who understand things and who has experience of learning through the spiritual path. Then obviously you're here to give a lot to the people. You're here to love people. You're here to hug people a lot. So many things. So you don't have to hate anybody. You just have to focus on yourself and give yourself the priority that you always deserved. Okay, it's okay. People do things, and I think that sometimes the other person is not ready to be on the same frequency as you, and sometimes some people also take time. They are sometimes slow, and that's not a problem. Everyone has their own pace, their own speed of learning. For me personally, I chose a very fast pace, because I personally know that this is my last time on earth, and I've never said it out loud like this, but it's true. And I want to make sure that I go through every turmoil, and I close all the cycles. I close all the karmic, all the healing cycles, and all these things. And I'm never going to come here, probably. Depends if I want to be helping other people, but I won't come here like this, in wanting to heal again. I'll go fully healed this time, and I want to go in peace, and I want to help a lot of people. So make sure you focus on closing your cycles and connecting with God force, because that's what you are. And when we connect with the consciousness, I tell you, it's bliss, it's beautiful. I've been there a few times. It's not that I always connect deeply in my meditations, but anytime I do, it leaves a beautiful imprint on me for several weeks, and it keeps me in bliss, keeps me in love. But yes, there are other times when you have to deal with stress and anxiety as well, which is completely fine. We are in a human body right now, so it makes sense, right? So this is something that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if a lot of people are going to hear it, but if you are hearing it right now, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time, and I love you.